Y'all, I've noticed something. There's a topic that doesn't get talked a lot about on this platform. Perhaps it's because it's taboo, or perhaps it's because of a fear of retaliation. But there are a lot of companies that reach out to creators and really, at the end of the day, try to take advantage of them. And I'm trying to figure out where they're getting this audacity from, but it must be being sold at Walmart because let me tell you, it is in abundance. Ever since I've hit 10,000 subscribers on this channel, I get emails almost daily asking me to review a product on the channel. These conversations always go the same way. It's an introduction email about a product, and the email generally at the end says something along the lines of, choose which product you like, or we would be happy to exchange a product in review. And where the conversations tend to go south is when I bring up the fact that I have rates. And generally I'm hit with, oh, well, we don't really have a budget for that. Now, I'm somewhat understanding to this plight. Don't think I'm a jerk. There are some small companies that I understand you probably don't have much of a marketing budget. But what sparked this video is the fact that I've had a number of well-known, reputable companies within this industry reach out to me, and then when I bring up rates for a sponsored video, tell me that they don't have the budget for any type of sponsored content. And then I look up how much money they made in fiscal year 2022, and it's over $100 million. Now, thankfully, every company that I've worked with on this channel has paid me. Simply put, it's a personal policy of mine to not do free sponsored videos on this channel. One, because I treat this as a business, not just a hobby. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But two, I also encourage you guys to do the same thing, to not let people take advantage of you. And if I was to preach that and then not follow through on that, I would simply be a hypocrite. So this brings me to the point of my video. Know your worth and add tax. The reason why I feel like this has become so prevalent in this industry is because there was a point in time where people really were fortunate to have a company look at them and to want to work with them. And I'm not gonna lie, it is very hard to make a living as a creator. It takes time to start building up that library of quality content and to build up a reputation. So when you have the companies reach out to you, you're almost like, you feel grateful for it, right? However, I don't want anybody to be confused. The reason they're approaching people is because it makes them so much money. And in this economy where we have GPA gas prices, people are struggling to make a living. It is not fair in any sense of the word that creators are using their $20,000 plus worth of camera equipment. I don't even care if it's only $5,000 worth of camera equipment, and they're not seeing a fair share of the profits that they're helping to bring in that company. And so when I'm saying know your worth and add tax, it's don't be afraid to charge what you're worth. Don't be afraid to raise your prices. This is just a tiny symptom. My story right now is a tiny symptom of what really goes on in any creative field. I think back to when I started my photography business in 2013, my junior year of high school, and I was on an engagement session that I had only charged $500 to do the engagement photos and the wedding photos. And when the fiance found out how much it was that I was charging, I got berated at the beginning of this engagement session, saying that wasn't fair, I'm ripping people off, everything under the sun. Mind you, this couple also drove Harley motorcycles that I believe were at least $90,000 plus, which shows you that they value things. It just wasn't what I did. But I will never forget that experience. And that is so common amongst all creators. All creative business owners can probably attest to just feeling very undervalued. But all of those bad experiences that I've had where I've regretted taking on a job were simply put when I did not charge enough money, when I straddled the line to get the opportunity instead of standing on business. And if we all collectively stand on business, then I do believe that things will change. Things are only acceptable until you stop accepting them. People only treat you the way they treat you until you stop letting them treat you that way. On this note of one thing we do have to address though, is that that does not mean that it's bad to work for free. I think this is a very contentious topic within the creative industry. But I think of it this way, right? As a creative business owner, right, I have friends. And oftentimes, like I think back to my wedding photography business, those friends will get married and they'll ask me to do their wedding photos, right? I have no problem giving my friends a discount, especially if I really love you. My problem is when that discount is expected. When it is expected for me to work for less than I'm worth. And that's really where the overall issue actually comes in, is that there's this expectation that people should work for free or work for less than they're worth simply because they work from home or they are creative entrepreneurs. Again, this is not a video about me complaining. As I said, I'm very blessed to have plenty of companies that are willing to pay me what I'm worth. But these instances just remind me of what I consider to be an overall disease within this industry of people being taken advantage of. And I think that there's this fear that if we put our foot down, then we're going to isolate ourselves from the market. But you have to ask yourself, is your ideal client really someone who acts in this way? You are worth it. You are worth the high budget clients. You deserve to be able to eat. So if you're ever feeling uninspired, and if you're ever feeling uncreative, or just want to give up on life, remember, every day airplanes take off against the wind. Keep climbing, stay inspired, and as always, stay fabulous. I'm Sydney. I'll see you beautiful people next time. Peace out.